What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another commentary video. First of all, I want to apologize for the short little break that I kind of took from these videos. I talked about it a little bit on the podcast this week, but everything that happened with Dr. Disrespect in the last week to 2 weeks or so really affected me. He was a big inspiration to what I make over here. And I wasn't an active viewer, but like, the dude came from the old school COD commentary space, and he kind of showed me how to do this sort of stuff. So it was definitely like a big change, and I just kind of wanted to take a week or so to just kind of reflect and, you know, take a little time off and relax. But we're back at it, and once again, we got some Black Ops 2 campaign footage in the background. Hope you guys enjoy. This is just some hardened gameplay. I don't know, I just kind of felt like it today, just to kind of sit back and relax. I didn't feel like playing some PvP. But anyways, like always, we have a great topic here, and we have a comment that was sent in, and I'm going to go ahead and read this in a second. I just want to be transparent that this video is going to be a bit heavier of a topic, so I just want to give that as a fair warning. I'm dealing with some insecurities about my weight and appearance because of a family member and everybody in my family. I get bullied by them. What I'm saying is it's been hard, because when I stood up for myself, I get yelled at and I get told that I'm starting drama. But if I don't stand up for myself and talk my feelings, I get told I need to say something. But when I do this, I'm told that I'm starting the drama, and I'm feeling like I am the drama. And I feel like it's my fault. I need some advice, because sometimes I throw my food up just because I want to stay skinny, and I really just need some advice. Okay. I want to be fully transparent before we start. I'm going to address the throw up comment just once. I'm not a licensed medical professional, so I'm not going to give you much advice on that aspect, just because I can't, right? But what I will tell you is that I would recommend taking what I'm going to talk about in this video. If that helps, great. If that throwing up stops, wonderful. If you continue to throw up, though, I would really recommend talking to a medical professional, somebody that specializes in eating disorders, because that is something that is very serious. It causes massive damage to your body, and it's not good. But I'm going to talk about the other stuff because I am able to talk about that kind of stuff, and I have experience in that. So I don't really talk about it much, but for a very long time, and still somewhat now, is I'm very insecure about how I look and my body weight. And one of the many things is that when I was a freshman in college, I had a roommate that was very openly, like, very pro working out, which is great. And I got into that stuff too at the same time, and I was losing lots of weight. The issue is that I wasn't doing it in the most healthy way, and he wasn't being very helpful either. His comments were about how I was still fat, and at that time I was about average weight for my height. And then also he was just constantly pounding into me that what I look like was wrong, and I'm essentially doomed, right? And I won't say this person's name, because a lot of people that watch this would absolutely know who this person is, but that's besides the point. The point is that when this sort of thing was happening to me, and throughout my life, when I kind of felt that I was being hated on for my appearance or whatever it may have been, for the longest time, I was very, very passive about it. I was very sort of standoffish. I wasn't standing up for myself, and I was just taking it. And the thing is that when you just take in these mean comments, you just take in this negativity, whatever it may be, they are going to use that against you. And it's going to sound a little sort of like, oh my God, my dad told me the exact same thing. But the thing is that you let them win. You let them win when you kind of sit there and just take it. And I know that you mentioned that when you stand up for yourself, you feel like you're being put down and you're told that you're the problem. And I'm going to get to that. But what is important is to remember that you do need to stand up for yourself. And I know that it's hard. It is very hard to be able to stand up and say, you are being fucking mean right now. You are being the fucking asshole, right? It is difficult. I won't lie to you and pretend like it's easy. When I have to do it, still sometimes I feel like, what the fuck? Whether if it's in a work environment or with my friend group or something like that, when I have to stand up and say that, hey, you're being the fucking asshole in the room right now, read the fucking room, cunt, right? When I have to say that, it's difficult. Everybody finds it difficult. Nobody is able to find it super easy. But what's really fascinating is that at some point, your body will recognize that this is the solution, right? And when it comes to these people being mean in response, you need to lay it out. And you can't be afraid to lay out what your issue is. No matter if they're mad at you or upset at you with you standing up for yourself and giving your opinion, that doesn't matter. You can't be afraid to stand up for yourself, right? You have to be able to stand up and speak your mind. You have to be able to take, look, when you stand up and tell somebody that they're being the douchebag, or you tell somebody that they're wrong, they don't want to admit it. It does not matter what walk of life you come from, what culture you're from, what gender, your race, your sexuality, no matter what it is, nobody likes to be told that they're wrong, right? I experience this all the time. When I'm having a conversation with my father, or we get into a sort of political debate or whatever it may be. We have a great relationship. That's not me saying we have a negative relationship. But you have these small little debates or arguments or whatever, and you tell somebody that they're wrong, you try to lay it out for them. They're going to tell you, no, I'm not. How dare you say that I'm wrong? Because as a society, we have decided that we can only be correct. We can never be wrong. Which unfortunately is a reality that a lot of people face in their own thinking. I'm guilty of it too. When I make a mistake or something and somebody tells me that I'm wrong, I'm not always going to admit it. I'm not always going to apologize. I'm not always going to admit to my faults. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. No one's perfect. So that's something that I think is important, is understanding that you need to be able to stand up for yourself, no matter how difficult it is or what arguments it may start, and you need to stay with it. You need to show them why they're being wrong or why they're being mean, and you need to be able to speak your mind. And it is tough, right? Because here's the thing. I know that they're telling you you're the one starting the drama, you're the one starting the fight. You need to be able to come with some sort of evidence, be able to point out where they were the one actually starting the drama, where they were making you feel uncomfortable, they were being mean, whatever it may be, however they're doing it. When you're able to really show them an example and prove to them what they're doing wrong and why you feel they're doing something wrong, it's going to help them understand. But you need to be able to stay strong and do the difficult thing, because it is difficult. And I do want to talk a little bit about some of those insecurities and things too, because that is a big thing. And I have to tell myself all the time that I'm doing great, nearly every single day. And I'm going to give you some of the tips that I use. So number one is that I've gotten way better about this, is I sort of take some of those negative things that some people say about me or have said about me, and I sort of think about it and say, why did they say those things? Why did they say these mean things about me? And you really need to stop and think about it. Don't immediately take it at face value and stick it in your heart, stick it in your brain, wherever you stick it, right? Where you're going to feel these things where if somebody calls you ugly and you immediately think that you're ugly. Really think about it and analyze yourself in those ways that they described, right? If they called you ugly, think about yourself. How do you feel about yourself? How do you feel about what you see when you look at yourself? And you can sort of base what they said off of that. If you're thinking to yourself, I look great, then they're wrong, right? And if you don't feel that way, why? What aspect of what they said do you feel is accurate? Stop and ask yourself, figure out why you feel that way. Is it a certain aspect of my body? Is it a certain aspect of my personality? What is it that is making you feel the way that they told you that you are? And this is also something that's important when somebody criticizes you. Is I talked about it a couple weeks back, but don't immediately take it as, oh, wow, they hate me and I am bad. Sometimes they are trying to help, but also don't be afraid to throw that in their fucking face and prove them wrong. Show them that you are amazing in that aspect that they don't think that you are. Right? Find your own path. Figure that out yourself. Another thing that I've done in the past that also really helped was I took all the mean things that people have said about me, my insecurities, wrote it down on pieces of paper, crumpled it up, and burned it. I've done this a couple different times in my life. One time in particular, most recently, is I guess I didn't initiate this, but I have done it on my own in the past, is for my comedy class, we had to do that. We had to write down our 3 biggest insecurities about our comedy, and then we burned it. Right? So basically what I'm saying is I want you to figure out those insecurities, write them down, and show that you're bigger than that. Show those insecurities that you're bigger than those fucking insecurities. Write them down, crumple them up, throw them away. Burning them is even better. Do whatever you want with them. Flush them down the fucking toilet. But the point is that you're showing your own mind that you are bigger than those insecurities and that you can beat those insecurities. You need to be able to stand up and show your own mind that you're not a victim of your own mind. Because in a lot of ways we are. In a lot of ways, human brains are designed to overthink. We're one of the few species that actually think. So being that, relatively, we're in a place where typically America is in a better standing than a lot of the rest of the world, where we have time to think about those issues. We have time to criticize ourselves. If we didn't, we wouldn't have fucking cyberpunk, right? If we didn't, we wouldn't have fucking, I don't know, anything. A lot of the best art and creative ideas are created from these insecurities. That's another thing too. The truth is that a lot of times, some of those insecurities never go away. For example, my eyes. The insecurity about my eyes has never left me and will never go away. Because I can't change that. And I can't change when people comment about how my eyes are reacting to light or they're reacting when I'm looking at something on a computer screen. When somebody comments something about it, I don't get upset and I don't feel insecure and I don't get sad about it. Instead, I reflect on it. And I remind myself that it's one of the many things that makes me unique in this content creation space. When someone comments about my appearance, I know that I'm not the best, but that's not what I'm striving for. Now, is it? But I'm able to create a space where I'm able to sort of break down all these insecurities, crumple them up, and throw them back at those people. Show that I'm not afraid of them. Show them that I'm not going to back down and that I'm going to continue to stand up straight and that I'm going to continue to push forward. And I'm going to recommend that you do the same. And I want to see you succeed. I really want to see you stand up to these fuckers in your life that are being shitbags and prove them wrong. Tell them what they're doing wrong. Show them what they're doing wrong. And I want you to really evolve and learn how to grow with it. I want you to learn how to throw these stupid things that they're complaining about in their face and prove that you're an amazing person. And it is really tough, and it's going to be tough. Every single step of the way, it's going to be hard, and you're going to feel like you're doing the wrong thing. But I can promise you you're not. You're learning to grow in this process. You're learning to be this person that they think that you aren't, but you are. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you enjoyed today's video. I know that today was a bit of a deep topic, but I just wanted to chat about it a little bit. And, you know, I hope that this helped in some way. Anyways, without further ado, thank you all so much for watching. If you want, our social medias are down in the description. We also have a Discord that we hang out in. I post sneak peeks of videos, all that great stuff. There's also a link to buy W Energy with our discount code Sigma934 for 10% of all your orders on W Energy's website. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and peace.